Now, today, you see me, I'm fresh, as always, but today a different type of fresh because I'm wearing Garcon Couture. Now, you may ask yourself, what the fuck is Garcon Couture? It is a minority-owned luxury fashion brand made by these two individuals, Illy and Gilly. Fellas, what's going on with you?
What's going on, King? What's going on, my brother? How's everything?
Marvelous. Now, tell me what Garcon Couture is.
Man, it's a good question. I mean, Garcon Couture is a brotherhood. It's us, we all Garcon Couture. It's a luxury custom suit line, specialize in tuxedos, suits, menswear, and women as well too, But again, Garcon is more to just what we do. It's our lifestyle, it's a lifestyle. That's what we do every day. We wake up, we breathe Garcon, we wear Garcon, I
mean, Garcon is a storytelling from scratch where we met in college and we created something that we didn't see was common within our neighborhood, within the culture, within just fashion.
Yeah.
And we're like, yo, how can we create something that sets us apart and makes the consumer feel empowered?
Yeah.
How can they feel comfortable in wearing something and them feeling good about it?
Yeah. So, Ilbert Sanchez.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about your story, bro. Like, this episode, I want to really captivate multiple things, but you guys are immigrants.
Yes.
Legal immigrants, not illegal.
Yeah.
Legal.
Yeah.
And tell me about where you are, or how did you get to this point right now? How did this connection happen?
I think the connection between me and Gilly was humble beginnings.
Facts.
Realizing that our stories were synonymous when we started to speak to each other the day that we met in college, back in 2005.
Yeah.
SUNY Cobleskill, and, I was born in Honduras. I'm Garifuna, which are the Afro-Caribbean Arawak Indians. We exiled from St. Vincent and ended up in the outskirts of Central America. So I was born in Honduras, and our stories with Gilly being born in Haiti, and listening to his upbringings, I'm like, we have the same type of upbringings when it comes to culture, respect, the grind, the hard work, the authenticity. It was like the foods, even the foods be similar, So it was it was one of those things where it's we got to create something from this. So it's deeper than just clothes for us. It is a lifestyle and it runs through our blood. Right. Just being able to show out for our culture.
Yeah. You too, Gil. I want to make sure I do a great job with not only speaking for what's appeasing to me, I always got to do a due diligence for the consumer. It does me good to be able to go get gas, go to the grocery store, just do everyday life, and somebody say, "Hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? I like your podcast." I don't really like calling it a podcast because it's like a candid conversation. I want to humanize each and every person that comes here. We recently met, 2 or 3 months ago?
Yeah.
And, where we are right now, you guys telling me about where you guys came from, I was like, man, fuck it, fuck business. You guys have a empowering story, and that's what this platform is. I created Funky Friday to show a side of me outside of, the football field where everybody knows me from. Yeah. This humanizes me to be able to talk about things that I care about. Everybody knows I love fashion. Well, they see me wearing fashion, but really seeing a brand like Garcon Couture made from people who look like me, have the same cultural values, and that's very key, especially where I'm at in my life. I want people to see that I'm not afraid to be myself. You know what I mean? Yes. So tell me about your Haitian descent.
I was born in Haiti. I'm a twin, fraternal twin. So moved to the state when I was about 6 years old after my mom passed away. My father, raising 3 boys by himself. He was the old school Haitian dad, school first, everything else second. There's nothing else. Sports second. School, you gotta go to school, get an education, and things like that. So, and raising with a father that tough, it's hard to go to him and tell your dad, I love you, or dad, I want to do this. Because, fashion was never, my thing. It was, you got to go to school to be a doctor, lawyer, engineer. Anything else is a failure. So now what I'm doing right now, like one time I actually brought him to the showroom in New York City. He sees it, he understands it. He's like, I could see he's proud, but he would never say it.
Yeah.
But that's how it is. I know that's how it is, but and seeing that in his face is like, he is like, I guess he's okay with what I'm doing now. I'm taking care of myself, I'm taking care of my family,
Right.
So that's how the upbringing, being in a house with just boys, no woman around. It was tough, but it was
a lot of testosterone.
A lot of testosterone, and now having my own kid, trying to move around, maneuver and things like that. But
And how many kids do you have?
2 boys.
Two
boys, man.
But y'all ain't producing none but boys. That's it.
It's crazy. Like, my father have 11 kids. 11 boys, 1 girls.
What?
Yeah, 11 boys. Yeah. So, yeah.
Hold up.
11 kids.
Pop's got 11.
11.
I inspired.
That I know of, so 11.
But out of those 11, 10 boys?
Yes. No, 11 boys, 1 girl.
So 12 in total.
12 in total, correct.
Boy, I got to talk to Pop, boy. Because I want more kids.
Yeah?
No, like, for real. I do.
Damn, 7 not enough, bro?
No. I got 7 kids now. And, like, for me, five biological children, 2 they're respectfully mine. I feel like they're my surrogate children. You can't tell me that they're not mine. You can't tell them that I'm not theirs. You see what I'm saying? And where I'm at, it's like empowering my children to be something that my parents did for me, but also what I was receptive to or what I kind of connected to as my growth as a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, to your dad's point, he never said I love you, but he loved you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I spoke briefly about it as we getting prepared for this. Like, my dad I've never kissed my dad. You know what I'm saying?
Same here.
But my dad, I know if I need somebody to go with me to the moon,
He's with you.
be there.
he gonna be there.
Yeah, he with you.
No questions, no comments, no concerns.
Right.
If I need a lung, my dad gonna be there.
Yeah.
That's just the type of connection that we have. And I've learned to understand in my development as an adult, it's like, bro, you gotta allow people to be them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not for me to question, like, Dad, why you never say you love me? I needed you. Like, no, it's more or less like, man, that's my pop. And if he don't agree with something, that's cool. Like, and I think oftentimes people in this day and age, they want people to be what they want them to be. And that's not fair. You know what I'm saying?
Question for you. You think that, like, change you or revolt you as a man when you was little? Like, dad don't say he love you, or dad, you don't get that affection from your dad. Does that affect you?
No.
No?
No, it doesn't.
No?
What it did do for me, as everybody has their own journey. My journey and my growth took on its own identity. I went to 3 different colleges: University of Florida, Blinn Junior College, and Auburn University. And all those was geographically in 3 different places in America. One being in Florida, one being in Alabama, another one in Texas. So as I was meeting different cultures, meeting different people, meeting different ethnicities, and I was like, oh, I like that. I like how his dad does that. I like how his mom does that. Now, I don't like how that person does that. I wasn't raised like that. So I'm able to be downloaded or attach things that was keen to my eye. I was like, okay, I want to implement that in my life. So I don't hold any grudges or contempt. I appreciate how my dad raised me. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate how my whole household raised me. And I always tell them, I made my parents earn their title. Boy, I got the butter from the duck, you hear me? I made them, you know what I'm saying, beat me. Like, back in the day, we didn't have, no outlet to be like, man, my parents beat me at home. I wasn't one of the children that could say that. Because I forced my parents to do this. It's like, boy, you did what?
Yeah.
Boy, this teacher called me one more time, but I never was disrespectful. And that's my biggest fear as a parent. It's like, above all, like my children are able to see life in a way. When I was 6, 7, 16, 15 years old, I didn't have access to as much as they do. So teaching them
That's tough.
The reality of what life is, it's like, okay, I got to go about it in a different way than my dad did because mine wasn't in our vocabulary. And I hear my children say that a lot. It's like, no, that's my toy. That's mine. And I'm like, hey, hey, stop that.
That's my voice. Every day they fight.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. We got to figure it out. Yeah. My parents, specifically my dad, he'll take the whole toy, he'll take the whole game system. If y'all don't know how to share, I'm taking it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how I go about it still to this day. I see them arguing. I give them like a 30-second grace period. They still arguing, snatching. Take it. Don't even worry about it. We ain't going back and forth.
Like I was saying over the other day, I'm like, yo, I love the relationship you have with your parents. Mm-hmm. Like sometimes I wish I had that relationship, you know what I mean? Because his parents was always at every event, big supporters. And they're like, for me, they're like his big, you know, big brother, big sister. So I don't even look at them as his parents. You know what I mean? I'm like, sometimes, damn, I wish I had that with my dad. Mm-hmm. You know, but it doesn't mean that my dad, you know, his way of raising me was the wrong way, but that's what he knew. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? All he knew is work hard, provide a roof over our head, food on the table. That's loving. Right. You don't have to say it. You know what I mean? So that was what I was trying to say. Oh, but I'm like, even though we was raised a different household, right? It's still, you know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean?
The foundation.
Still a lot of similarities, right?
Yeah.
Because my parents been together for 30 plus years. Mm-hmm. So I've been seeing like true black love, the essence of it from like since birth, you know? For me, the hustle came from looking at the way my parents worked so hard. Mm-hmm. You know, multiple jobs. I'm the firstborn. You know, I have 2 other siblings, and I remember just my parents just working hard to make sure that there was food in the house, clothes. Whenever I had like a field trip, they was like, yo, they had that covered. Yep. You know, when I started college, like I just always seen them working hard to be able to like, I could never question their hustle. I could never question. So for me to even complain about a job, I'm like, why should I? Mm-hmm. I need to be able to like take things up a notch to be able to provide for mine. From showing like the examples that they showed, provided for my sibling and myself. Right. So for that, it's like I'm just understanding like the love, you know, and like the authenticity, and not just looking at them as parents, but just looking at them as just humans. Right. You know, I got to an age where I was like, yo, my parents are humans. You know, when you was younger, you look at your parents as superheroes. Yeah. You know, and for me, I was like, all right, I need to be able to separate that and just be mindful of like the things that they went through to be able to adapt and just relate and have like raw conversations with them at the dinner table to be able to be like, all right, let me put myself in that position and to be able to just become a bigger gentleman, you know, a better black man in this society. Right.